All right, hello, and we are back to talk about episode 4 of Murderbot on Apple TV. And my short review is this. This episode was without a doubt my favorite one yet. You know, a show is good when you're checking how much time is left because you don't want it to end. I audibly laughed on multiple occasions. Seeing Alexander Skarsgård transported into the world of Sanctuary Moon was absolutely ridiculous, and I loved every second of it. I know there were some behind the scenes questions in the fandom about who could or should play the role of Murderbot, and this episode just solidifies how Skarsgård was the perfect choice. The awkwardness, the sarcasm, he's just great. When Murderbot self inserts itself into the show, it's so lovingly zany, and Skarsgård in the coiffed wig, the way he walks, the way he talks, chef's kiss, 10 out of 10 absurdity. I loved it. But it doesn't end there because when Murderbot distracts the dark SecUnit by singing brilliant, hilarious no notes. Lastly, it was great seeing the preservation team dig their heels in, defy orders, and put up a fight. Mensah is shaping up to be a really great character, and I loved seeing her give orders to the team. She's walking a fine line between friend, mentor, and leader, and it builds on her character in a really great way to show how she's navigating it all. Teamwork makes the dream work this episode, and it was all highly enjoyable. Lastly, pour one out for Ratthi. His terrible gun etiquette and all the laughs he provided this episode was just the cherry on top. Akshay Khanna is killing it as the character. And there isn't a single moment in this episode that I wasn't engaged. Before we jump into the breakdown, if you'd like to help support the channel, like and subscribe, or check out Road to Tarvalon on Patreon and YouTube memberships. And with that, let's begin. The episode starts out in a new location, the Threshold Pass Fabrication Center, located on the corporate rim. And this was a really great world building moment. We see technicians working. Not only are they technicians, but they are indentured technicians working off their time building SecUnits in a factory lab. Once again, this cuts back to the ethics of the environment here on the corporate rim. It's looking a lot like slave labor. This moment of world building is doing so much, giving us background into the way of life in this region, mixing some really dystopian ideas and the signature humor of the show. We also get a bit of an Easter egg. Actually, I'm not sure if it's so much an Easter egg, but just some foreshadowing to later events. One of the technicians asks why they make the sec units with different human faces, and the other responds that it's so if one goes rogue, it's easier to track it. So this makes us think forward. If Murderbot somehow manages to escape, how dangerous will it be for it out in the world with a unique face? We then move back to the Deltfall habitat as Murderbot is being dragged by the dark sec unit. As it's being carried away, it goes into its happy place watching Sanctuary Moon because Murderbot's systems are in turmoil. Meanwhile, the preservation team is looking for Mensah while she's trying to ping Murderbot. Mensah is very visibly distressed that Murderbot isn't responding, and she establishes her authority by ordering Pin Lee back to the hopper. Back inside the Deltfall habitat, Dark Sec Unit is preparing to install a combat override module into Murderbot to control it. Murderbot improvises a distraction by singing the theme song to Sanctuary Moon. The way I cackled when it said,
It was completely hypnotized by my beautiful voice.
the delivery is so sincere, it's so damn funny. I love this character so much. Okay, moving on. Then Murderbot attacks. Dark SecUnit installs the combat override, and Mensah appears right on time and stabs Dark SecUnit with a mining drill. But it's too late. Murderbot's brains are scrambling. Also, I really like how we are setting up Mensah as so many things. She's anxious, but a quick thinker, brave, scared, but also competent. And the team is scared too, but Ratthi jumps into action. He's going after Mensah, grabs a gun, and displays more setup for his absolutely god awful trigger etiquette by waving the gun around at Arata and Pin Lee, setting up for one of my other favorite moments of the episode. But we are not there yet. Back in the hab, Murderbot then tries to remove the module, but it's too late. The override won't let it. As Murderbot continues to spiral, it has a short fever dream of itself as a character on Sanctuary Moon. I'm dying. I love it so much. Mensah is there too as the captain. This episode just continues to deliver. At first, I wasn't quite sure about the tone of the show, but as of right now, I'm fully on board. And the Dark SecUnit comes barreling after the two of them, firing away as they flee. Back in the hopper, Arata and Pinley discuss Rathi's macho behavior and consider voiding his polycule contract. Outside the hab, Ratthi has no idea what he's doing with the gun. He rushes into the habitat but can't get in. Now Pinley and Arata arm themselves and decide to help. Mensah shoots the Dark SecUnit. Mensah and Murderbot blow their way out. Ratthi shoots at the Dark SecUnit, and the kickback from his gun punches him into the face. Perfect comedic payoff. Pinley and Arata are controlling the hopper and violently smash the Dark SecUnit just in the nick of time. And as everyone recovers, Murderbot removes the control module, but the damage is already done. The team recognizes there is something wrong with it, and Murderbot wants them to kill it to avoid it killing them. Murderbot then shoots itself in the chest and apologizes. And that's a wrap on the episode. If the show keeps this up, it'll easily land in my top picks of the year, and I am begging Apple to drop a full Sanctuary Moon full episode. I see they dropped the whole theme song on YouTube, and it's been stuck in my head all day. There's so much to like about this episode, specifically Murderbot's dramatic spiral mid-hallucination was incredible. The show is finally locked in, and I love seeing it fire on all cylinders. I can't wait for next week because I have a feeling Garathan is about to take center stage. And once he starts digging around into Murderbot's system, it's gonna get messy in the best way. I'm ready for the hacked governor module reveal. That's it for now. Hit the like button, subscribe, and don't miss my upcoming podcast episode with my co-host because we've got a lot of thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back next time.